Thinking about eating chicken, broccoli, and rice every day makes me want to jump off a bridge. So in today's video, I'm going to show you 4 different meals that are high in protein, low in calorie, and meals where you will enjoy every single bite. Let's get into it. For our first meal, we are going to make the fluffiest pancakes you will ever make, especially when referring to protein pancakes. And all we need for it is 2 bowls and a hand mixer. This takes just 10 minutes to prep and comes together super quick. And the first thing we need is 2 egg whites, but we're not wasting the yolk. The other one is going straight into the other bowl. And I am actually going to double this recipe since my girlfriend is going to have these for breakfast as well. I got the pan preheating on low, and now I get our other bowl with the yolks on the scale. Add some milk. You can't forget some vanilla extract and a pinch of salt. Now over that mixture, we're gonna sift in a little bit of flour, some PE Science Gourmet Vanilla. This tastes excellent, and if you need a whey casein blend, this one's got your back, and you can get 10% off using code E4CM if you wanna help support the channel. And the last thing that goes in here is some baking powder. Give us that rise. And we're gonna, oh man, we're gonna sift this in. Some of that's not getting sifted in, but the protein powder, I'm not worried about. It's more the flour and the baking powder, because sometimes that starts clumping up depending how old it is. See, we got a good amount of little clumps here. So I just push these through with my hand, and we'll mix all this together. Now, it's been a while since I made this, but even so, this is super easy. You're just pouring ingredients in 2 bowls and mixing them together. Once you got a thick paste consistency like this, you are done. You want to be ahead of time with our sweetener. So I'm gonna get my erythritol weighed out and get our cream of tartar ready, because once it's ready, I need to pour it in right away. This is gonna help stabilize the meringue so the pancakes stay nice and fluffy. All right, let's see how long this takes. Like I said, it's been a while. Now, while this is going, I'm gonna start mixing in my sweetener. Once some of it is mixed in, add some more. And we just wanna slowly add this in over time. And we're just gonna add a little shaky shake in here. Oh my God, that was too much. You're supposed to just put a little tiny dash of that tartar. All right, let's see. To me, we're looking pretty stiff, but those are looking perfect. Okay, so in just about 6 minutes, we've got these 2 together. Now we just need to combine the 2. Take 1/4 of the meringue and vigorously mix it into the egg yolk mixture. Now, if you're wondering what I'm looking at, even when I'm by myself, not recording, I'm always using my cookbook. And typically, I like to use it more on my laptop. It's just so much easier and it's so much bigger. So just grab a little bit of that, put it in there and mix it around. Now you'll see this is gonna loosen up a good amount, but this is gonna help us fold the meringue into our yolky protein mixture. So now that we got all the rest of the meringue in here, all we need to do is fold it in. And we wanna be gentle with this because we want the fluffiest pancakes possible. So we shouldn't have any white streaks like this. Just keep on going. All right, we want it to just barely combine, and it looks good now. I don't see any white streaks anywhere. So last thing we need to do is get a gallon bag, or if you have your own piping bags, you could do that too, but this is accessible to everyone. Then I like to put it in like a tall cup, or this is what I make my creamies in and sauces, and I just add the batter right into that. Now, before I pop this open, I'm gonna get that nonstick ready, and you'll see why in a second. But see, this just starts coming right out. So what you wanna do is just let the weight of the meringue make its own pancake, because if you stay in the center, it's gonna spread itself out. And even if yours aren't perfectly in the circle, that's okay. And now we wanna add a little bit of water here, and we're going to steam these, because without the steam, the sides and the top are never gonna cook. The bottom will cook, and then the bottom will get burnt, and then we're shit out of luck. So we're gonna come back in about 5 minutes to flip. It's been 5 minutes. I got all of the dishes done that I used and some, and now we're going to see how we're doing. Now, I'm gonna start with the one that's probably the best. This one. No, see, it's still not ready yet. So I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes. I would rather give it more time of just sitting and waiting than ruin all the pancakes. 3 minutes later, I think I should be able to flip this one. Brown to perfection. Totally worth waiting that extra 3 minutes. So brown, so nice. a little bit more water on top, and we'll go about another 3 or 4 minutes. 4 minutes later, look how fucking big they are. Okay. Look at this. What? Of course, they're already deflating, but this shit's as big as my head. Look how light and fluffy. I said this in the recipe video, and I'll say it again. This is the one pancake you legitimately don't need syrup for. I mean, this is after I already compressed it by half. It is so soft, so fluffy. It melts in your mouth. Increíble. Increíble. We're going to add some syrup to these so I don't commit any war crimes this video. Oh my God. What are we talking about? This can't be real life. Especially when you hear the macros of these damn things. You get this head-sized plate of pancakes. Guess for how much? 600 calories? No. 500 calories? No. 400 calories? No. For this entire meal, we have 350 calories, 40 grams of protein, 45 carb, a bunch of them coming from soy, and 11 grams of fat. Holy shit, you gotta make these. They do take longer than your regular pancake, but they are worth every second. I'll see you for meal 2. For meal 2, usually I eat a smaller pre-workout meal, but I wanted to show you an example of what a fatty lunch could look like if you eat meal 2 way earlier in the day or way before you go do your exercise. First things first, we are going to start with chicken nuggets or chicken tenders. Just make sure you look when you go to the frozen aisle, because some of them, terrible macros. Some of them, excellent macros. This Real Good Foods, excellent macros. So what we're gonna do is weigh out 1 serving of chicken nuggies. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw these in real quick. And while that's going, we'll work on the rest of the meal. I'm pretty much coming up with this on the spot, and what I'm thinking is that I should make some sort of like burrito. Because of that, I wanna whip out an old favorite, the lavash bread. What you need to know about the lavash bread though, is that it says for 32 grams, there's 60 calories. However, when you weigh them out, 81 grams, 78 grams. So what I'm gonna do when I input this into my calories is make sure that I account for the extra bread that we're using. Now that we got that ready, let's do our veggies. Now I typically have vegetables that are already cut up. Tomatoes, I already do. I ran out of lettuce yesterday, so I got some more lettuce. And then I have some baby spinach. So all I have to do is give it a rough chop. I'm gonna do 120 grams. Oh man, my eyeballing skills after years of doing this are on point. That was 122. And then on the side of that, I'm gonna do about 90 grams of tomato. And then if I could fit any spinach in there, I will. If not, I'll use mainly spinach in tomorrow's wrap. And for some spice, I'm gonna add some golden Greek pepperoncinis. Grew up on this stuff. My dad used to pick this stuff up, and I love adding these to everything. All right, our chicken is looking extra crispy, extra crispy. Now, what goes better with chicken than buffalo sauce? Not much. You could very well argue nothing. So what we're gonna do is drench this in some homemade buffalo sauce. This is in my cookbook, this is on the channel, and this has so much more flavor and tastes so much better than anything you can get in the store, and it's only like 5 ingredients and takes 10 minutes to make. We're gonna add 40 grams here. All right, so we're going to put the lettuce down first. Now, this is basically gonna be a vegetable burrito, but I want more calories later, so the big player in this meal is going to be vegetables. So I'm just mixing this chicken around to get it completely coated. And since we have so many vegetables, we don't wanna waste any sauce. So I'm gonna add the sauce to the rest of here. And we're gonna add a couple of our pepperoncinis. All you need is a couple of these to add a bunch of flavor. Now, what goes better with buffalo sauce other than ranch? And the fat-free Hidden Valley Ranch sucks balls, but the light one is double the calories, but it's also 40% less calories than the original, and this one is so much better. And we're going light here. We already have buffalo sauce. we're going 20 grams. All right, now the challenging thing. I used to make Jimmy John's sandwiches, and it's not the same as wrapping a burrito, but you do have to stuff a lot of meat and a lot of veggies inside of that Jimmy John's bread. I couldn't fit all my veggies, that's okay. But for now, I'm gonna give a couple sprays of oil, and we're gonna put this right back into the air fryer for about 4 minutes. All right, and 4 minutes later, yeah. Now, while I laid it on the bottom, this thing is sealed. Beautiful. All right, let's spread those cheeks for daddy.
What did he say?
Come on. Oh, it's dripping, it's burning my hand. But that's perfect. Yeah, I need to double the chicken, but I'm okay with this. Great, quick, easy lunchtime meal. So good. Let's go over the macros. For this meal, we have 395 calories, 12 grams of fat, 38 carb, and 40 grams of protein. For that fat of a burrito, 400 calories, 40 protein. Yes, please. Now let's get to meal 3. Meal 3 is one of my most slept on recipes in my entire cookbook. It takes about 15 minutes to make in total. There's 4 servings of meat and well over 40 grams of protein. Of course, we start with ground beef. This time, 96.4. Now I'm gonna spread this out as much as I can because I wanna get as much of that Maillard reaction. This is, for people that don't know yet, my cheeseburger jalapeno crunch wrap. So the more Maillard reaction we get, the better. Now while that's cooking, the one thing that we do wanna do is season our meat. For this one, we have 3 seasonings. And to quickly get this done, I wanna grab my scale, put a tiny bowl on it, and just pour everything into there. Then we got garlic powder, and we finish it off with some white pepper. I'm just gonna give it a nice fingering here, and just evenly spread it over the meat. Now while that's going, I'm gonna get some of my other ingredients ready. I could use that same bowl to get some of these pickled jalapenos out. It is a jalapeno cheeseburger crunch wrap, so it makes sense. And I am doubling up on everything because I am having 2 crunch wraps, not 1. No, we gotta get some of that pickle juice too. This juice is gonna help flavor the meat. It doesn't cost us any extra money or ingredients. And I'm also gonna add my sriracha straight into here as well. This is all gonna mix together. All right, I think that's probably got a decent amount of browning on it. And I like to get my favorite utensil to break this down. Let's see how we're looking on the bottom here. Am I right? Am I wrong? Oh, we got some browning. I'm gonna give that another minute. While that's going, I get our tortillas ready. We got the carb balance or the carb counter. The original recipe has the carb balance, but the carb counter will work as well. And I don't think, or at least I don't remember doing a side-by-side comparison with the two. So you might as well do both. As we know with the crunch wrap, we won't be able to fold the middle without having a piece to put in the middle. You'll see what I mean in a minute. All right, as you can see here, we got a good browning. So I'm just gonna break this up real small. We're not gonna get as much browning as we would like with like 93.7 or 90.10 because there's not as much fat. But again, with the seasoning and all the stuff we're gonna put in this, it's still gonna be delicious. Let's put just a little bit of beef broth so we can get any of that browning off the bottom of the pan because that is pure flavor. Even though there's not too much, it's still worth getting. Since I'm making 2 of these, like I said earlier, I'm going to put enough ingredients for 2 crunch wraps. The only thing we're missing from this is the cheese. And of course, we got the most exquisite, luxurious cheese on the planet, Velveeta. I don't have the jalapeno Velveeta today, but I do have the regular Velveeta on hand. We also need to get this jalapeno cheddar cheese ready because the cheese don't stop with the Velveeta, baby. Our whole goal here is to just melt this until everything is combined. This might be another time where I add in a little bit of beef broth because it is looking a little bit dry and I already added in the pickled jalapeno juice. So let's add in about, I don't know, 20 grams. That's like 1 calorie. And within about a minute, it has pretty much come together. Leave that on there just for another minute so I can add the cheese to the tostadas. And we need 32 grams on each one. We wanted to spread it as big as the tostada. That's perfect.
So I'm gonna eyeball this and just try to make it as even as possible. That looks perfect. We also need some tomato and lettuce. I always try and load as much lettuce and tomato into here as I can. We have a bunch of meat and a bunch of cheese, and more vegetables never hurts. Now all I have to do to finish these crunch wraps is put this extra piece that I was talking about earlier, which is why we needed it, because if we try and close this without it, we're not gonna have enough room to do so. So, you know, you just fold, pull it to the middle, fold in, pull it to the middle, and this is a fatty because of all of the vegetables I decided to put in here. And we are going to line the outside of this with a couple grams of bacon fat. So we get a nice bacony crust. That's gonna be so good. And we'll put the top side that's loose on the bottom, because this is what's gonna help seal it up. It should only take a minute here to brown, but it really depends how hot your pan is. Trying to make sure that this sticks together, but this might open up here, which is fine. See, there's a little bit that's open up, but that's okay. Same thing happens to me when I actually go to Taco Bell. Usually they give me no cheese, no meat, and extra lettuce. So I'll take a little bit of an open crunch wrap any day of the week over that. I think this is probably looking pretty good. Yes, sir. So we got our first crunch wrap down. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Let's take a look at the middle here. This is about an inch thick of pure flavor. Oh my God, so beautiful. Oh my God, I'm stupid. It wouldn't be my house without fire sauce in the house. I don't care if it's cheeseburger, we're still putting fire sauce. Oh my God. Okay, I don't know why I did that to myself. Literally blue-balled myself. All right, in this meal, we have 879 calories, 34 fat, 105 carb, and a bunch of them are coming from fiber, and 82 grams of protein. It's like I'm not even dieting. This is perfect for anyone that doesn't want bland and boring food all week long for dinner. You know I love dinner. It is my favorite meal besides dessert. So let's get to meal 4. Over the last few weeks, I have been absolutely piping chocolate chip muffins. Not just any chocolate chip muffins, triple chocolate chip muffins or triple chocolate muffins, whatever you want to call them. But dessert isn't just about these muffins. It's about combining many things to make for the most tasteful, flavorful, mouth-wateringly delicious dessert. Let me check my freezer. We have a creamy pint. We have muffins. We also have another ingredient for a mix-in that's coming very soon. First, we wash this off. All right, now if you look, you'll see a separation between liquid that's frozen and foam that is frozen. You'll notice that the foam goes well below the max fill line here. What that means is, don't worry about my ice creams that go above the max fill line because all of it is foam and that's not going to hurt the blade. So don't worry about it. What we're gonna do now is load this bad boy up. I have to look at my cookbook because I don't know what setting I have to use because I have different ice creams all the time. So real quick, I'll just go to ice cream pints, better, load it into the creamy and hit the ice cream button. This creamy recipe is in the cookbook. This muffin recipe is in the cookbook. Both of these recipes were in the cookbook weeks before they were ever on the YouTube channel, and they're much easier to follow in the cookbook versus all the stuff that I explain to try and tell you why I use each ingredient in the video. So if you want to support me in my mission to make the best possible low-calorie foods and get a cookbook that keeps on growing, I've already added 60 recipes since I made the book, you could join me and the thousands that have lost a shit ton of weight and click the link below and get 10% off with code E4CM. And we'll load her right back up for a respin. Okay, so in one bag, I have the muffins cooked regularly. Absolutely love them and would take them and eat them any day of the damn week. They're great. However, I love my lava cake version, which has a hole in the middle. And all lava cake really means is that they are less cooked, so it stays a lot more fudgy in the center and makes for a way better bite. Look how fudgy it is around the ring here, so that in every single bite that you take, you get fudge and chocolate. Absolutely unreal. So you know For the mix-in, we're gonna use a goddamn lava cake. So of course, we're gonna clear the middle out here, and we're gonna clear a good amount out. So you know, we got a good amount of ice cream out of here. Now, we're gonna take half of a half, and we're gonna pipe it in there. Oh, fuck yeah. Then, got some Cocoa Krispies. We're gonna have a nice texture of the soft muffin and Cocoa Crispy crunch. It's gonna be unreal, and all we need here is 8 grams. And then, we are going to stuff this other part of the muffin, and then get all of our ice cream back in, and I'm okay getting dirty. This is worth it. Never done this before. You heard it first. I'm the first person trying it. I'm the first person to think of it, and now you are gonna be able to try this at home. And once you hear the macros, you're gonna be like, I need to try this right now. Mix-in time. I mean, look at this. Oh my God. Soft serve to the max here. We got 1 scoop, we got 2 scoops, and then you got 3 scoops. Absolutely unreal. Let's see what we're looking like. Super thick. Yes. All right, cheers. And the chocolate's too hard. However, when it's just the muffins and the Rice Krispies, you get almost like this smooth ice cream, but you also get like this soft muffin. It's all little particles of muffin, but it's like the perfect bite. It's so good. Unbelievable. Oh my God. Okay, let's go over the macros. For this entire pint, we have 412 calories, 10 fat, 79 carb, and 42 grams of protein. Absolutely unreal. And at this calorie rate, I am losing 2 pounds per week, which is 2,037 calories, 67 fat, 266 carb, a bunch are coming from Swerve and fiber, and 204 grams of protein. And even when I'm losing weight really fast eating these exact meals, I need variety. And in this video here, I'm gonna show you 4 more meals that equal 200 grams of protein that are absolutely delicious and will not only help you lose the weight, but help you not regain it back because you have so much variety in your diet. I'll see you there. Until next time, deuces.